Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below.
So, in the time we have not been able to react to this show, something happened. The show was remastered in HD on on Netflix and was finally released on Netflix, along with the news that they will be doing a live-action Avatar series. Hopefully it'll be better than the damn Shyamalan movie.
Wait, Netflix is doing a series?
Yes. Which is interesting. There's several live-action shows that are coming out that I'm actually fairly excited about based on certain properties. Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then HBO actually secured the rights to The Last of Us, Part 1. And and the reason why I'm excited isn't because it's The Last of Us, it's because who is running the show. Craig Mazin, the guy who did Chernobyl. Chernobyl was fucking amazing. And have either of you all seen that, Chernobyl?
Nope.
God, what a show, dude. It's 5 episodes, and it's pretty much HBO's apology for how shit the last season of Game of Thrones was. It was literally it came on right after Game of Thrones, and it just, to me, I was like, okay, HBO, you've redeemed yourself with this series. This is fucking amazing. It is hands down probably the best, it's one of the most suspenseful series I've ever seen, and there's almost no violence. It's just pure terror because of how ridiculously crazy the Chernobyl incident was. And when you see just what all went into it and the people involved, it's anyone out there who wants to, you owe it to yourself to check out Chernobyl. It is worth it. We left off with the Blind Bandit with the introduction of a lot of people's favorite character,
Toph.
Toph, thank you. My brain's overcooked right now. I'm on drugs. I'm like antibiotics and steroids. I'm recovering from bronchitis.
DMT.
How long have we been sitting here?
Joe Rogan flew over and snuck into his bedroom last night and bit him and injected him with his DMT-laced venom sacs.
No, dude. He put me in a rear naked choke and he said, "Here, swallow this. You'll like it. Trust me. You'll like it. I swear. Come on. Open wide. Don't make me hold your nose. Okay." And next thing you know, he threw me in his isolation chamber and it was all over.
He said, "Welcome to Fear Factor, everybody. We're coming back."
I would actually like to see Joe Rogan do DMT on his podcast and see how much he fucks himself up.
The new Fear Factor version is just all right, this is 25 times the recommended dose of DMT. You have to eat it.
No.
He's narrating and he's on DMT, and then you're in his basement jury rig version of Fear Factor competing against Dana White. And you're both on DMT.
Oh God, I can see Dana White just being angry all the time. He's just is it today or is it yesterday? Fuck, I don't know what's going on here.
You think you're eating scorpions, but it's just copy paper.
No. You think you're eating a buffalo testicle, and instead it's a cheese ball from freaking Food City.
But it's like a cheese ball. It's this big.
Yes.
You're just oh. I see it.
That would be hilarious. Okay, let's get to this. Jeez. No! No.
They fuck over the frame rate when they made it HD?
Could I get some water, a bag of feed, and something hot to eat?
Not enough here for a hot meal. I can get you 2 bags of feed. Ow!
You throwing eggs at us, stranger?
No.
You see who did throw it?
No.
That's your favorite word? No?
Egg had to come from somewhere.
Maybe a chicken flew over.
Those soldiers are supposed to protect us from the Fire Nation. But they're just a bunch of thugs.
The kingdom.
Thanks for not ratting me out. I'll take you to my house and feed your ostrich horse for you. Come on, I owe you.
Huh.
Anyone who can hold his own against those bully soldiers is welcome here.
Gonzo could use some help on the barn. Why don't you two work for a while, and then we'll eat.
So how'd you get that scar?
Oh!
It's not nice to bother people about things they might not want to talk about. A man's past is his business.
Hey Mom, wanna see how Azula feeds turtle ducks?
Oh!
Why would you do that?
Dick.
Ow! 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 Ow!
What did you expect to happen?
If you mess with their babies, they're gonna bite you back.
Hmm?
What's this? Mom, can you make Zuko play with us? Try to knock the apple off the other person's head, like this.
Oh.
Aw, they're so cute together. You two are such...
Oh, girls are crazy!
My friend, you have no idea.
For Zuko, a pearl dagger from the general who surrendered when we broke through the outer wall.
Never give up without a fight.
And for Azula, a new friend.
If Uncle doesn't make it back from war, then Dad would be next in line to be Fire Lord, wouldn't he?
Azula, we don't speak that way. It would be awful if Uncle Iroh didn't return.
I still think our dad would make a much better Fire Lord than his royal tea-loving kookiness.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna blunt the edges, dude.
Dual swords. Two halves of a single weapon. Don't think of them as separate, because they're not. They're just two different parts of the same whole.
Hmm. Not a bad strike.
What do you want, Gao?
Just thought someone ought to tell you your son's battalion got captured.
Iroh has lost his son. Your cousin, Luten, did not survive the battle.
What's gonna happen to my brother?
I'm going to the front. I'm going to find Sensu and bring him back.
I need to move on. Here. I want you to have this. Read the inscription.
Made in Earth Kingdom.
The other one.
Never give up without a fight.
By the way, Uncle's coming home.
Does that mean we won the war?
No. It means Uncle's a quitter and a loser. A real general would stay and burn Ba Sing Se to the ground, not lose the battle and come home crying.
How do you know what he should do? He's probably just sad his only kid is gone.
The apple of his father's eye, of her father's eye.
She's a true prodigy.
I'd like to demonstrate what I've been learning. I failed.
No, I loved watching you. That's who you are, Zuko. Someone who keeps fighting even though it's hard.
Just tell me what you want. Everyone else go.
What are you...
Iroh's bloodline has ended. After his son's death, my brother abandoned the siege at Ba Sing Se. My children are alive.
Say what it is you want.
Father, revoke Iroh's birthright.
You dare suggest I betray Iroh, my firstborn, directly after the demise of his only beloved son? Your punishment has scarcely begun.
Grandfather said Dad's punishment should fit his crime. You must know the pain of losing a firstborn son by sacrificing your own.
Liar! Dad would never do that to me.
Your father would never do what to you? What is going on here?
I don't know.
It's time for a talk.
You have to help. It's Lee. The thugs from town came back as soon as Gonsu left. When they ordered us to give them food, Lee pulled a knife on them. I don't even know where he got a knife.
I'll get your son back.
I told you he'd come.
Let the kid go.
Who do you think you are, telling us what to do?
It doesn't matter who I am, but I know who you are. Freeloaders abusing your power, mostly over women and kids.
Damn.
Hand to hand, dude. Zuko's actually pretty good. Oh, earthbending. I take it that's why he's the leader of the group.
Ouch. He's got some broken ribs at the very least.
No matter how things may seem to change, never forget who you are.
Woo! And thus it is revealed.
My name is Zuko, son of Ursa and Fire Lord Ozai, Prince of the Fire Nation and heir to the throne.
Not a step closer.
It's yours. You should have it.
No, I hate you.
Mom? Where's Mom?
No one knows. Oh, and last night, Grandpa passed away.
As was your dying wish, you are now succeeded by your second son. Hail Fire Lord Ozai!
Well, that sucks.
So Iroh was supposed to be Fire Lord.
Yes.
And it was taken from him.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't really say, but it was heavily implied that the mom died, but it seemed awfully... Azula was pretty pointed about it, so who killed her? I mean, it seemed like she was not just, you know...
Well, my friends, you are now in the beginning of one of the great mysteries of Avatar. The thing with Zuko's family is that there are a lot of pitfalls and there are a lot of different pathways that his family has gone down. And deciphering it only happens as the show goes on. And I'll say this much. There's a lot there. And just be ready for some really heavy stuff whenever it reveals itself. And the thing is, I can't say too much, but I will say this: it's interesting, very interesting.
It just seems to me like Ozai is a piece of shit that
he is.
Probably killed, obviously killed his father for the ability to
take the position.
Yeah, just lie to everyone and say that, oh, it's supposed to be mine now. And then probably killed her as well, like, assumingly because, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm guessing it was something along the lines of, like, he was gonna, like, follow the orders to, like, kill Zuko or whatever. And she was gonna stop him, and so he probably killed her, but then, I mean, I'm assuming that, you know, like, some shit went down probably, like, it seems like.
My assumption would have been that she would have contested his right to the throne because she knows that.
That could be as well.
And so he just killed her because that's more important to him than, you know, his own wife. I mean, because we've established he's not a good person.
No. And here's what I'll say about Iroh, or about the thing between Iroh and Ozai, is that Ozai, you know how big of a piece of shit he is. You've seen it. I mean, the man burned his own son in an Agni Kai and banished him from the kingdom, and now has potentially killed his own wife and his own father in the pursuit of power. Now, the whole thing with Zuko's mother, there's a thing that, you know, when someone's life is on the chopping block, in terms of, like, there have been examples in Japanese history of when sons are found guilty of certain things, fathers or brothers or, hell, even mothers and sisters have stepped up to take the place of the guilty one and commit seppuku for, for the right to have them still live, trading one life for another. And it's effectively what I think we saw here was her sacrificing herself to ensure that Zuko gets to live. Because I think what Fire Lord Azulon wanted was a sacrifice in some way. And if it could not be the firstborn son, then whoever volunteered to take the place, which would be the most obvious subject, the mother. So I think that's in turn what happened. He was given the order to kill his firstborn. She heard about it. She came in and she said, "I will take his place." And then that's that.
It sounds like Azulon was a real winner too.
Oh, dude, the whole Fire Lord family, again, like I said, there's so much to unpack with them, going all the way back to Sozin. Sozin was the one who started the war in the time of the last Avatar, Roku. And there's just so much in this family that is so messed up. And you'll see as the show goes on, you'll see more and more of how deep the betrayal is in this family, and why everyone who is involved with this family or involved with the Fire Nation in any way always practices caution, because it's a lot like the Borgia in Renaissance Italy. The Borgia, the father was the Pope, the son was like the generalissimo of the army of Rome. The daughter was like a behind-the-scenes player that literally had her finger in everything and could sway political power any way she wanted to. And the worst enemies that they had were each other. That's the craziest part of it. And the thing is here, the pursuit of power is a corrupting thing, especially for people like Azula and Ozai. I mean, you see Azula. You see that she is literally the spitting image of her father, Ozai, and her pursuit of power and her pursuit of the Avatar and the sacrifices that she's willing to do. She's willing to sacrifice her own brother, her own uncle, anyone.
Well, she's been a bitch since she was a kid.
Well, yeah. It's because I guess she more was around her father more, and thus he instilled that thinking upon her. And thus,
I think she probably just inherited his
tendencies.
It takes like a level of like sociopathic tendencies to just do shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think she probably just inherited that from him. To
see people as stepping stones, that's a pure sociopathic ideal, and it doesn't make you very many friends, in which Azula can literally count her friends on one hand.
And it seems like Zuko was more like his mom, which seemed like she was a good person.
Compassion.
So, I mean, it's just he, being brought up without her, like, rubbed off on him the wrong way, like, from his dad and sister probably, and that's why he started out as kind of a unlikable douche.
Well,
he's only just now starting to be around Iroh enough and other people enough to start to like soften up a little bit again.
Well, when you have when you have like resentment in your heart, especially when your mother is taken away from you and no one will tell you what happened or why or anything like that, I mean, you grow to hate the world. You grow to hate everything because, you know, if your own family, the people who are supposed to care for you the most, won't even talk to you about it, then who the hell else will take the time to do it? Like that's the same super philosophy that Good Will Hunting had in the movie Good Will Hunting. He pushed away everyone that was even trying to get close to him on a more personal level because he did not want to be hurt by them because he didn't know them. And it's because Will Hunting's parents abandoned him, and then the foster family that he got stuck with abused the shit out of him, and he became, a self-destructive person because that's all he knew. He didn't have anything else. And I think that's the same thing we're experiencing here with Zuko because, everywhere he goes, anytime his firebending comes out, what happens? Shunned.
Yeah.
The people whom asked him for help, trusted him, all of a sudden now, I hate you. Leave. It's best you leave. Don't come any closer.
Yeah.
And it's
kind of one of those things. It's like, well, you're welcome. Obviously, I just proved to you that I'm being nice to you, but all right, fuck you then.
And and again, it's the stereotype thing because the Fire Nation has been waging a 100-year war against the world.
But I also noticed, I guess he was a kid when he saw that go down, but now that he's thinking back on the series of events, I think he's probably starting to realize what happened there. And starting to maybe realize more. It's like, oh, my dad's a piece of shit and probably murdered my grandpa and maybe even my mom.
Yes, so. And I'm not going to say repress, but life moves really fast.
And that's part of the thing for him is in order to become a decent person, he's kind of going to have to give up on the getting his honor back thing and realize that it's not worth having his honor back from his dad because his dad had no honor to start with.
Exactly.
So
I mean, that's that. A lot of people have had that same exact revelation about Zuko at this point of the series. It really started whenever him and Iroh struck off on their own, and people started to realize, Zuko is a damaged person, and he lashes out because that's all he's ever known. That he's been in a den of snakes his entire life, and how else would he respond to compassion in any way? Like when Aang saved his life in the forest, and Aang was trying to talk with him and everything, and Aang said, I think maybe we could have been friends at one point. And then how does he respond to that? Tries to kill him. Tries to kill Aang because literally that's all he knows, and his objective is right in front of him. He's trying to be very direct with it, but being direct with it is not what needs to happen. What needs to happen is he needs to figure out who he is and where he truly stands as a person, and then move forward. And where he's alone right now, I mean, he doesn't have a guiding force like Iroh in his life, and instead is being met with more and more disdain from the world because of who he is and what he is as a firebender, as a banished prince. I mean, that's something that, it's a lot like American soldiers in the Middle East. Anytime someone who has lost a family member or something like that in the Middle East due to the wars that have been happening, destabilizing the Middle East, they see that red, white, and blue on the arm, and they see the fatigues that they're wearing, and immediately it's just disdain. Even though I guarantee a lot of soldiers are there to help. The war that they're fighting is destabilizing the region, and it's making everybody's lives worse. That's exactly what's happening here with the Earth Kingdom. Everyone's lives are destabilized, families are split apart, sons are going off to fight in wars, maybe to never be seen again, and that's it. War is hell, and it doesn't just affect the people on the battlefield. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. This was Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 2, or Chapter 2, or Book 2, Chapter 7, Zuko Alone. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we hope that you all will continue to tune into these. And I guess until next time, everybody, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick. Oh, wait. Sorry.
It's where we've just been recording.
So when we've just been doing like Nate and Nick this whole time, like just us. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
And all of a sudden, I just expect Nick to turn his head and just go, "You're not Ron."
It's like Voltron, where we like.
Yeah.
There's like.
Yes, you are the head of Voltron. You have to be with that beautiful head of hair. He's also got a beautiful. Well, yeah, he's also got a beautiful head of hair. Either one of you could be the head of.
I think
Voltron.
yours looks better than mine, though.
I mean, but he's already got his out, so I mean,
Well,
not gonna step on his
he
game.
he has his out all the time, though. I mean, it's.
I mean, if you're good at it, why not?
When you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
Oh God! All right. We'll see you later, everybody. Peace out.